Hi, I'm Paul and welcome to Zilla Cabs. In this week's video, we're going to take a look at this oversized 4x12. Now, it's what I'm going to call a custom order, in that it's not like our standard oversized 4x12. It's got a few little tweaks and changes on it. The customer is a big fan of Ace from Skunk Anansie, and a few years back you may have seen our video of where we made a cab for Ace. And this is essentially it. So the customer, he's a big fan of Ace, and he wants a very similar cab. Now, the thing that makes this ever so slightly different from the oversized 4x12 that we do is it's got a straight front. Normally the oversized 4x12 has a slight slant on the baffle. This cab is going to have a slightly different baffle design. It's to allow the next feature, which is probably the main feature that you'll see at the end of this video, and that's the cab's going to have a metal grille, which is attached to like a small Tolex frame that goes in from the front. It's a great look. I absolutely love it. I also love the Camo Tolex. It's one that we don't get to use that often. I know it's not for everyone. For some reason, when we do use it, it's often on 4x12s. I don't know if that means anything, but it's going to be a great cab. It's going to sound great, and it's going to look really cool too. So I hope you enjoy the build. All right, so now we've fit the baffle into the cab. We put the hardware on there. We're going to put the metal grille frame into the front, and then we're going to fix it in from the back. You'll have seen I've put a slight little razor here, a little batten that goes round. It didn't really like some of the staples, but I'll tidy them up in a little bit. That's to keep the metal grill cloth from the metal grill from hitting the actual baffle itself. So there's a ever so slight gap between them. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and fit the caster cups on the top. They're a little, unfortunately in this case, plastic caster cup. The customer wants to fit his 4x12 that has casters on top. These are very similar to the ones you'll find on Marshalls. These are slightly different, but they look very similar. Then I'm going to load the speakers in and put the back on and give it a blast. All right, so here's the next step. We're going to fit the caster cups on there. You'll probably notice if you're familiar to Marshall cabs, the straight cabs, that they have these on. These are a very similar design, ever so slightly different, but similar. It's a shame that they're plastic. I'm not a big fan of plastic hardware like the Marshall stuff. I think metal's a lot better. I think leather's actually better too. But unfortunately, the metal version of these are so big, they don't really fit on there. And there's compromises that you have to bring in, compromises which in this case just don't work. So we've gone for the plastic ones. All right, now is a good time to talk about speakers. I'm about to load the speakers into the cab, and you can see me doing that. But I want to show you these first. The customer's gone for a mix of the Vintage 30 here with the G12H Anniversary, which is a lovely speaker. These are the speakers that Ace went for in his cab, and the customer's just matching up to that. Customer's going for 16 ohms mono, so the speakers are 16 ohms each, and they're going to be loaded in an X pattern. As far as what they sound like, it's a fantastic mix together. We actually used to mix these a lot. The Vintage 30 with a H Anniversary in 2x12s and 4x12s. It kind of dropped off actually. The sales in there, the G12H dropped off probably around 2014 when their H Creamback came out. It's kind of a similar sounding speaker actually. Obviously it's a H, it's got the same magnet. Now the reason these two get mixed together a lot, or any of the H's get mixed, or a lot of the H's get mixed together with the Vintage 30, is because they generally have the same sensitivity rating, so there's no drop in volume between the two. That's why a lot of people would use this rather than say a Vintage 30 with a greenback. But being a 30-watt speaker in a 2x12, that gives you a 60-watt cab. If you're using a 100-watt head, or you're still using a 50-watt but playing really loud, then 60 watts might be safer with a high powered cab or speaker combination. So a lot of people were switching to the H Greenback, and then essentially just took over for everything. The H Greenback's a fantastic speaker. G12H has a little bit more bite to it. It's a lovely speaker. Make sure you go and check out our other videos. Just search or hit the there'll be some links in the description below. We've done loads of videos on these two, and then H Anniversary. I think we've got a video of the H Anniversary mixed with 21 other speakers, so you can hear what it sounds like with a Vintage 30 and a whole bunch of others. But tonally, it's a great mix. Leans a little bit more towards crunchy kind of rock sounds, but it sounds lovely for cleans. Edge of breakup's really nice as well. Heavier stuff, metal, it's a contender. It's nice. It's quite aggressive, but it's nowhere near as aggressive as something like a T75. I think it's actually a pretty solid speaker for metal as well. Okay, so time to load them into the cab. Oh, and before I forget, if you like the look of the cab, make sure you check out the cab changer program on the website. You can play around with loads of different colors, different speaker mixes. You can hear them on there if you want to hear what H anniversary sounds like with a different speaker, maybe with the H creamback, or if you want to hear how the Vintage 30 sounds with their H anniversary against the H creamback, go on there. You can check that out on the website. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment. All right, so here we go. Here's the final thing. It's looking great. I absolutely love this. I love the Tolex grill frame on the front. Needs a little bit of a clean. I've got to go through the final testing and the final cleanup and everything. I have just plugged this in. It's sounding absolutely great. Like I said earlier, I do love the mix of the H anniversary with the Vintage 30. It's really nice. Kind of takes me back to when Zilla was kind of first starting as well. We used to use that mixer a lot more than we do now. I think the customer's going to be really happy with this. It's well, it looks great, and obviously he saw the pictures before anyway, so he knows exactly what he's getting. But yeah, I'm going to go and give this a final test now. But as always, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave us a comment and hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Make sure you check out our other videos. We've got another one on this. We've got some videos on the H anniversary if you want to hear what that sounds like. If you want to head to the website, we've got audio files on there in oversized 4x12s, so you can swap between speakers, check them out, change the colors, all that kind of stuff. And until next time, stay cool, hang tough, and riff hard.